So hi guys, so today we are going to start with the next topic, that is designing actual practical applications using system design. So in this particular video we are going to work on Amazon designing. We are going to design Amazon. So I think most of you must be familiar with the platform Amazon. It is the a very famous international e-commerce business platform where buyers and sellers can buyers can put their products and sellers can buy from there, something like that. So we are going to work around it, see how it works. So usually when you're working on a system design, there are a few questions that you need to clarify with yourselves. There are a few questions that you need to clarify. So these questions actually help you in analyzing what you are going to build and how you are going to build it. So the first question that arises here is that that Amazon's e-commerce business has a lot of functionalities. At its core, it has Amazon homepage, looking at recommended items, searching for items, browsing through list of items and individual items, adding them to carts. So is this the user flow we are looking at? Let's say this is the user flow we are going to look at. We don't need to put the AIML part here. We are not going to put the AIML part, which is the recommendation system. So we are not going to look at the AIML part. This is a third-party service that the person is using. Cool. Then should we handle when an item is out of stock, or are we assuming that the items are always in the stock? For this question, we need to consider that case when an item is out of stock, we need to clarify it. Cool. So these are few questions that you need to ask. So like Amazon has a lot of regional website servers. For example, our Amazon.com, Amazon.in should be designed for all. So for here we can consider we are just designing for .com. Consider this for now. Okay, cool. So as far as the latency and reliability is concerned, we are assuming that Amazon needs to be very highly available because it has millions of customers. So it needs to be highly available. Cool. So we know few things now. So we can actually start with the system requirements. So let's start. So the first thing that we are going to do is system requirements. System requirements. So think like this, that Amazon has what is Amazon? Amazon is this website, and there is this search box. There is this search box and there is the cart. It is the cart. So third-party services are therefore recommendation system, that any product that is recommended here, it is using a third-party service. Now users can add item to the cart, or they can remove it. Two things can happen, right? And we need to notify once the order has been placed to the warehouse. This is the warehouse. We need to notify it when an order has been placed. So we will just design this for the main.com system, and it needs to be highly available, and it's okay if the latency is low. It's okay, and we will take some assumptions. So anyone who have been into case studies know how to take these assumptions. Let's assume 300 million customers. 300 million customers. Cool. Then we have 60,000 orders. Cool. Per hour. We are taking these assumptions. Then let's say from this 60,000 orders per hour, we can say 20 orders per second. Then so from this, because we are taking this assumption because 50% of the world order are from US itself, because we are designing for .com. Cool. So roughly, we have, let's say 150 million customers, 30k orders per second, 10 orders per second, something like that. Cool. So we can actually come up with a plan now. We need to come up with a plan. So let me switch. We need to design a plan. So we can actually divide the whole system into two things. The first thing is the user side. Then we have the warehouse side. Two things, user side and warehouse side. So let's type div that inside the user side also we will have four things. We will have that a user can actually browse. It can modify. It can let's say begin checkout, and it can actually cancel order. These are the four things it can do, right? It can either browse, modify, begin checkout, and process the checkout, and or either it can submit and cancel orders. These are the four things it can do. So now we need actually know that these are the two to three things that can happen. So let's see an overall high level overview of how this is working. So let's say within a region, user and warehouse request will get round robin load balanced. So you can think like this. We obviously are going to have a big database. So let's say this whole database is here. This is the whole database. Now this is the database. I'll just switch it. Yeah. So now we have the database. This is a relational database. Cool. So we will have some warehouses here. Let's say you have 3 warehouse here, 1 2 3. Then you have 3 users here, 1 2 3. They are going to these are the clients actually, and this is the load balancer, and these are the servers. The simple that server client model. So this is the load balancer, LB, that is load balancer. Both are, and then these are going to communicate with the database. So isn't this very simple? These are the clients, and these are the servers. So this is what is happening. I will just from client it is going to the load balancer, the warehouse, then it is going to the servers, and then it is fetching the database. So this is what is exactly is happening. Now same is happening in the user's case. User places some order through the load balancer, it goes to the server, and the server updates that into the main database. So simple as that, nothing very fancy. So cool. We are done with the high level overview part. Now we will actually look at the SQL part. We look at the SQL tables. So let's say we will have 6 SQL tables to support our entire system. The first table is going to be items, and these items will have, let's say, item ID, name, price, currency, something like that. Then we can have one more, let's say, table. We already have items. We can have costs, carts. Inside cart there is going to be an ID of that cart. Then we have items. Then we will have customer ID. So this is the second cart. So we are done with one cart. Then we are also done with the second cart, that is table, that is cart. Then we have the third table, that is orders. Inside orders we can have ID, the order ID. Then we have cust ID, the customer ID. Then we can have let's say items we can have. We can actually have the address, let's say price, and I think that's it. Now we can move to the fourth table, that is stock of the items. So this will have actually item ID and the stock of that item. Simple as that. I don't think we need anything else here. So this is the fourth table done. Now we'll move to the fifth table, that is warehouse. So it is going to have warehouse ID, order ID, and then it is going to have order status, and then it is going to have, I think, let's say where it is going to deliver. So address of the warehouse itself. And the last one is the warehouse stock. So these 6 tables are going to constants of everything, right? Everything. So we have ID, and again something like that. Cool. We are done with this. So now actually we can move to core user functionality. The core user functionality. Cool. So what can a user do? The 4 things that we defined here. Let's go back to here. Yeah. So it can a user can browse, it can modify, it can begin checkout, it can cancel and submit order. Cool. So we will do the same things here, core inside the core user functionality. So let me change the color. Yeah, here we go. Now the first thing is browsing. Cool. So for that, actually we can do a like get item. These are the functions. We can have get item. So this is the endpoint that users, when they search for items, they are going to call this one. Then we can have update cart. They can modify the cart. They can either remove or they can add, something like that. So these are the two functions that we talked about. Now the third function is the checkout part. So inside checkout, we will have begin checkout slash we can have cancel checkout. So these are going to be the two functions, that is begin the checkout or cancel the checkout. Then we can have the order part. Either you submit order, or you cancel order. So these are the four functions that we define. A user can actually let's say browse. It can update or modify the cart. It can begin checkout, cancel checkout, submit the order, or cancel order. These are the four things it can do. Similarly, we can actually do this for the warehouse part. So we did for user. Now let's say we have core warehouse. So inside warehouse, actually we don't need to have a lot of things. We will have the smart order alignment service, that the third party service is using AIML. This is the service that is going to implement that. We don't need to do. So this is going to figure out the best way to split orders up. So the same reliability on available stock, order assignment and everything. So third party system is going to handle this. We don't need to worry about this. So this was the whole structure of this system design. We went from here, then here, then here, then here, then here. So let's complete a system design part, like how this whole figure is going to, the diagram is going to look like. So this is the amazon.com. Cool. Inside this, we talked about, it has a very vast database. So I will draw a very big database for the now. Cool. We have this database inside which we have all those like 6 SQL tables. The warehouse stock table we have the warehouse orders, then we have simple stocks, then we have orders, then we have carts, and then we have items. The 6 tables that we defined here. These are the 6 tables that we defined. Cool. So this is the database. Now once we are done with the database, we're going to move to the users and function part. So just a minute, just reverse this. Yeah, so now we are going to talk about the users part. So let's say these are our users here, small users here, 1, 2 and 3. So these users are our clients. Cool. So they are going to do something that is going to the load balancer, and it is going to go to the APIs. The APIs we have, the server APIs that are going to update everything. So these are the server APIs. And then let's say the user is searching for something. It is going to go to the items and fetch it back here. Else, if they are like submitting something or updating something, it is going to get the call to the specific server, the SQL table. Cool. So that was it for the user side. Similarly we have the let's say the warehouses here. We have number of warehouses. So let's say 1 warehouse, 2 warehouse, 3 warehouse. Similarly, they're going to have a load balancer here. The servers, API servers here. Cool. They are going to fetch the orders, 1 order, 2nd order, and everything. The number of order, the stock, the warehouse orders, and everything. And they are going to get updated from here and be assigned here. So let's say the order assignment activity is handled by third party. So let's say third party. So it is going to assign the orders, everything to the warehouse. So these are the functions that are going to implement. So this is how the whole system design is going to look like. You have the client, then you have the load balancer, the servers, this is the main database inside which you have the 6 SQL tables. Similarly, the fetching part of the warehouses is being done same as users. So yeah, that is it of how the whole architecture of high overview of system design works like in Amazon.com. We only touched a layer of how Amazon.com works, an overview of how the homepage works. We didn't dive into recommendation system or anything, just an overview. So you guys have got an idea of how the functionalities we talked about in our previous videos, specifically targeting one thing of system design, got implemented together here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. In the next video, we are going to talk about Netflix, how it works, and simply implementing the things we learned in the videos in the Netflix system design. So thank you and have a nice day.